Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being American, and YouTuber Ronin, and I'd like to welcome you to tonight's episode of Live from Sparkwood and 21. This series chronicles the 1990s ABC network cult classic Twin Peaks, created by David Lynch and Mark Frost. Its sequel series, The Return, which ran on Showtime in 2017, and the films of David Lynch up to and including the prequel film Fire Walk with Me. I do want to say hello to everyone currently following along on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. I want to say hello to a few people who have joined us in the live chat. Host of Films with Friends, the creator of the 10-word review, Big Al Presents. Kapla! To our resident Klingon, Mark Malnikoff. My co-host on the Mystery Movie Night podcast, Enigma Severus. Faithful Blue Wrench, channel member The Bird Woman of YouTube. Watch out for her second channel, Fluff Chick Productions. It's Connie Clary. Channel member Geek Flag with Nate Nose. Good to see you, sir. Ruby Hoove has gifted a membership over on Netters Network. Thank you. And dropped the $2 super chat. Have a wonderful evening indeed. Channel member JPRPH1. All right. Following me on this Odyssey, the super fans. Last call, Troy Pacelli.
I could get this stream set up with one arm tied behind my back.
Absolutely. His better half, Netters Network.
Good evening.
And of course, the president of the Flappy Fan Club, Aged Boomer.
Hello, good to be here. I do have some Flappy lore to share. He would demand a bowl of Fruit Loops every morning, but there could be no red Fruit Loops inside with the rest of them. They had to be excised. If you gave him a bowl of Fruit Loops with any red Fruit Loops, he wouldn't come out of his trailer for the rest of the day. He was demanding in that way.
I wonder how he would feel if in this modern age he found out that they weren't allowed to do any artificial colors. So maybe there wouldn't be not only red ones but other colors as well.
Well, I don't know. He didn't trust the red ones. That's all I can tell you.
I don't blame him. History is borne out. He was right on that one. So there you go.
Yeah, that's all I got.
And definitely, yes, thank you, Ruby Who, for the gifted membership on Netter's channel. Super appreciate that.
And
yeah,
who was the lucky winner?
Yeah, good question. That doesn't come up in StreamYard. Let's see.
John DeMarco.
John DeMarco. There you go.
Nice. All right. So in the previous episode, if I remember correctly, that was the events surrounding Laura Palmer's funeral, which turned into a bit of a kerfuffle.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah, it's a guy jumping on her coffin, her dad, and the thing malfunctioning. It's a disaster. Right?
Very much
Yep.
so. Indeed. So this
don't
is
ruin this too.
Don't ruin this too. Is the line, yeah. And this episode is about kind of focuses on the one-armed man, played by the late Al Strobel. And he's a character who's a kind of, at this point, kind of mysterious. In the seeing, if you see Fire Walk with Me first, you get how he fits in. But at this point in the show, back in the day, not having had the prequel movie to go off of, he's a mysterious character. He's somebody you've seen a couple of times. You're not quite sure how he fits in, but you've seen him enough times to know that he's going to pop up again, because we see him sneaking around the morgue, where Hawk follows him and very uncharacteristically loses him inside the hospital. And then, of course, he also shows up in Cooper's dream, where it seems, at least in the dream anyway, that he is connected to Bob in some fashion in this, I guess you could say, cult that they're connected with. Would that be like a wrong term to use?
I'm not sure, but the one thing I wanted to point out is when you talk about the one-armed man, who you're going to find out his name is Mike, and the so-called entity that he is after, Bob, Mike and Bob, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's also the names of the two high school kids, Bobby Briggs and his buddy Mike. So I've always wondered if there was intended to be a parallel there.
Interesting.
Oh, maybe. Because it is Mike trying to catch up to Bob, and Mike seems to be, when it comes to Mike and Bobby, Mike seems to be the more level-headed one, obviously. So, yeah, I mean, I know.
I actually don't know
Go
if
ahead.
I'm getting ahead of the episode. I don't know if it comes up in this episode. It might be. But he refers to Bob as his familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know your lore, a familiar, of course, is a evil spirit that is used by a wizard, a witch, a magician to channel their powers, which infers that when he says the magician longs to see, it seems like he might be referring to himself being the magician and Bob being the familiar that he is tapping into. Perhaps. Don't know. Still working on that theory after all these 30 plus years.
Yeah. Well, I remember one theory at the time was were Mike and Bob in the dream meant to be Mike and Bobby? So they did seem to be hinting at a parallel, whether that was intentional or not.
Well,
I
here's
don't know.
the
I'd
other
like
thing.
to think there are no accidents.
Here's the other thing that I will offer. It also turns out that we see other parallels between, in quotes, real world people and lodge denizens. For example, the Chow funds, and so forth. We see overlaps like that all the time. So you have to wonder, to what degree the real world mirrors the entities of the lodge and vice versa. And, is it just corollary, or is there a cause and effect? Is there, by virtue of the fact that someone exists in the lodge, there must be an echo of them in the real world? I don't know.
Well, definitely something to think about as we go into this episode. So I say we don't waste any time. Let's get started. All right. The Cosme link should be either at the top or the bottom of the chat, depending on whose channel you're looking at, because YouTube is pulling a funny.
It
And
really is. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. Maybe they just didn't want to block the chat. I don't know. But anyway, the link is in the chat. So and it is pinned. So if you would please, we'll give everybody a minute or so to get over there. All right, I do see that Enigma is with us and Mark Malenkoff as well. Nate is in there, and of course we are. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit it.
Okay. F11.
Of course, Madeline, of course, shows up for the funeral. And to reveal that Jacoby took the other half of the locket.
Right.
Blood.
But someone tips him off. Did they ever establish who tipped off Jacques?
I don't think so.
But someone was flashing the light from the inside, right?
Right.
Mhm.
There we just saw Flappy, the consummate professional that he was. When you see this intro, don't you just think America?
Kinda. Yeah. The America that was. But what about Bob? Sideshow Bob. Everyone thinks it's something different when they think about Bob.
It's the bad music. I always associate this music with foreboding. What do you think?
A little bit, yeah. So this establishes that those two scenes are from a vision or dream or something. Well, and of course, she recognizes that's actually something that really happened.
Chet.
Everybody wanna be like Chad. Blam.
Yeah.
Here.
Poor Chet.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Is that what we call the doghouse?
Yep.
It's Dr. Jacoby. Is this why they call them quacks?
Yeah, perhaps. The patient's dead. Hey, Curtis. Yeah.
Sharp as a tack, isn't he?
That's a good direct question. Mark.
And you're fined one episode for ripping off the album cover from Afghan Wigs Gentlemen. Thank you very much. Darn that bird.
Not Flappy, by the way.
No. Exactly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well,
Relieving himself upstream. I like that.
Andy, you're driving, right?
Half an hour and
yeah.
10 minutes.
Meanwhile, why don't you ask her? She's right outside.
So, right.
Right.
We're coming in from the east below their radar. When are you coming back? I can't tell you that. It's classified.
Well, we'll get around to it.
One armed man, Gerard. Yep.
Oh,
So much for the
God.
element of surprise.
I guess he carries a Glock. Or at least your hand.
What fell out of his pocket?
Poker chip. From One Eye Jacks.
Andy!
Yes, but before that.
Wow.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
No smoking in the bathroom.
Welcome, Theta, to the grid.
Uh-oh.
Well,
and later on we'll discuss the Ice Cube thing.
yes. And your daddy issues.
Mm.
Ooh.
Theta of the Grid, good evening. And of course, the introduction of Hank.
Yep. True. Yeah.
Which is it?
I swear on my life, since we know what ends up ultimately happening to him after the series, could that be foreshadowing?
That be absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
It's like, now that he's out of the room, don't let him out.
Right.
Mm.
What?
Here a llama, there a llama, everywhere a llama llama.
Awk.
Obviously, an unscripted take. So it's nice that that worked out.
Not Flappy. Don't get excited, chat.
Nah.
Uh-oh.
Meanwhile, the bastard. I don't. Oh, hey, okay, there
It's
you go.
kind of weird that he
I
would
know.
be having that conversation with her while he's macking on her, or she's macking on him, depending on how you look at it. Of course, he acts like he is guessing. He doesn't know for sure.
It's real smart.
I mean, it's a solid plan. It's not going to go off very well, but it's a solid plan.
Oh, sorry. Fired off a warning shot. What the hell?
Wow.
That would be the way to do it. Yeah. Yep. That's the way to do it. That's the way to handle it.
Well,
Mm-hmm. Because real men only need one bullet. Oh, I love this bit.
boy,
He has terrible form.
With a broken heart. Boy, he has him through each nostril.
jeez.
Now you're just showing off. Ah. But from the point of view of the doctor's office, you can kind of understand that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice big ice cream cone.
I didn't do it.
Ah. Yeah.
Stay tuned next week.
Yeah. Bob! Whoever heard of diet lasagna? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's going through James's head at the moment?
A lot of static, probably.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to process it.
I didn't want to say.
Hmm.
She's going to keep milking that one, isn't
Yep.
she?
Good friend Laura Palmer.
Yeah.
What's that supposed to mean?
Mm.
I'm trying to remember. Did Laura also get a job at the perfume counter?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That's how she got. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jet headquarters. Bring the van.
I like that he pronounces it Renault.
Well placed, huh?
Yeah. Although here's the interesting thing: he's planting evidence, but it's not a lie. He's not really setting someone up. This is legit. I mean, it really is evidence against him. Right? In other words, I'm not trying to make this look like an accident. I want them to know it's arson. It is gone.
Ow.
Yep. I mean, considering he just saw Maddie.
That's a yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, being as we're a sawmill and all.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. They're never going to go to that fishing tournament, are they?
No.
Domino.
Oh, domino. Mm. Yeah.
Invitation to love.
Something like that, yeah. Wow, that was it. Yeah. Yeah. This is the way it used to be when you used to watch television. You get, about 50 minutes of television, maybe 45, and usually at a cliffhanger. And then you'd have to wait a whole week to see
Or
what
even
happened
worse,
next.
wait until the
The
scoops are
end
over
of the
and then you get
season, you
reruns.
might have to wait until next year. Yeah, exactly. That's the way it was.
It's the way the cookie crumbled, so to speak.
That's right. That's right. Well, there you go. You see the beginning of some interesting story arcs here. I think this episode marks the shift for both Bobby Briggs and for Shelley Johnson. What's her name? Audrey Horn. They're trying to take control of their lives, and maybe not going about it in the best way, but they do have positive goals for themselves. And it's interesting going through this again with them because we know where they ultimately end up. Imperfect, but that's kind of the way life is. So very, very interesting, I think. Anyway, those are my thoughts.
Next week we get to see Meet Waldo again.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Exactly right. And I suppose it is not inappropriate to ask, where is Waldo? It had to be said. It had to be said.
Hello to the Tired Midnight Blogger. Tired Blogger Ray. Thank you, sir.
Look, it's trying to think. Yes. It's trying to think, but nothing happens.
So are you okay with Leo? Is he all right in your book? Maybe
not at all. Not even a little bit. Not even the slightest bit.
Don't you feel bad for him?
Well, we don't have any reason to feel bad for him. It's interesting because you almost have to suppose, just by in terms of psychology, right? He must have had some sort of abuse in his background, but we never actually learn about it. We never actually hear about it at all. So, what do you do with that?
I heard his father beat him when he was little.
Yes, that's probably the case. And that is the usual trend, right? If you were abused as a child, you tend to, statistically speaking, people tend to grow up to be abusers. But I'm sorry, there is no excuse there. The correlation, it does not equate to causation. You still need to be a person. You still need to learn to deal with your trauma, so to speak.
Mark Moundikov says Deputy Dog should have been disciplined for that negligent discharge after dropping his gun. Well, in most departments, yeah. Here, you just go back to the range.
Yeah, it's the soft approach, right? It's we should have had you trained better to begin with. We didn't. Now we know. Let's address it together.
Is Josie a femme fatale?
Yes.
But as femme fatales go, she's probably one of the lightest ones there is. I mean, she's not. Let's think this through. Does she have a kill count? She may have contributed to one. But I don't think
she has one coming. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
True. That is true. But that's not like the conniving, femme fatale. That's the desperate woman in trouble. in my opinion, the way I see it.
From your
It's probably
point.
not. It's probably not. We probably shouldn't put too fine an edge on tropes, because I feel like Mark and David were purposely trying to eschew tropes and trying to mess with the concept of those tropes. At least I suspect. Anyway.
Okay. I did see in the Cosme chat. Let me get back over to it. Hold on, I lost the chat. Let me get back to it. They said Flappy auditioned for the role of the owl. He didn't get it. He was furious.
Interestingly, if you think about it, the owl actually had a much bigger role in the show, possibly even than Waldo.
He auditioned as one of the dancing girls in Robert Palmer's I'm Addicted to Love.
Simply Irresistible.
Yes,
yeah.
And well, yeah, there's that one too. But no, he didn't get that.
That's a shame. Yeah.
Yeah. He even slicked his hair back and put on a pout.
And I would argue that was David Lynch. He needs to get his heart right, because he didn't give him the role because he was a male bird and not a female bird. See?
Let's see. Nate says, I'm sorry, but from personal experience, I'm really sick and tired of people trying to use I was abused, so I became an abuser. It's horseshit. Yeah.
In fact, I almost feel like it's incumbent. It's even more incumbent on you to break that cycle of abuse.
I find Twin Peaks simply irresistible.
I'm telling you though, man.
Nate, are you suggesting that Flappy knew how to play the guitar? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm saying that maybe those models didn't.
Well, yeah.
No.
By the way, what do you think of Hank?
He's wow.
Evil, but not evil.
I don't know. I'm getting a something wicked this way comes vibe at the end of this episode. You know, I don't think he's obvious evil. I think he can wear a decent mask, unlike some of the other people on the show. Leo cannot wear a decent mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's almost worse, right? Because Leo, see, here's the funny thing too. Leo doesn't hide who he is, and he's kind of stupid. I mean, that being called out on the red car thing, yes, that was stupid. He is going to get caught, you know. Whereas Hank's a bit more devious. He's a little bit more smart, and that's scary and dangerous.
Let's see. Mark Malikoff says, Flappy is busy mining dilithium on Aurora Pente now. He got caught impersonating a Klingon bird of prey.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Free Flappy.
Yeah, well, he could have been a contender.
Yeah, he could have been, but he wasn't. So, damn it.
Nate says, exactly, Troy, because as someone who was abused, the last thing you want to inflict on someone else, especially your own children or your spouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. That's right. I was lucky. I was never from that kind of that kind of a background. My father was very strict, but I think that helped, because it kept me on the, that my father was in the military. He was Air Force, and after he retired, one of the things he did was Department of Corrections.
Mm-hmm.
So my parents knew a lot of military people, a lot of cops. I can get away with nothing. There are people who go, well, you would get away with everything. No. Yeah. With me, it was quite the opposite, because I was surrounded by people who pretty much had standing orders to snap my neck if I did anything wrong. So, yeah, that was that's the way it was. It says for me, it wasn't my dad; it was my mother. She would hit you before she would hug you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my mother, again, not abusive, but she had her ways of being devious, and she would nail you when you would least expect it, and usually out of nowhere. So yeah. And yes, you're welcome to Enigma Severs. But like Mounikoff says, abuse comes in many forms. That was some of that when I was young. The bad part was being angry for 40 years and hanging on to that. Finally moved on from that. It was not easy. I wouldn't think so. No. That's what therapy's for, which I was never really down with. It was not my. I was in a situation once where I kind of wound up getting sent to counseling. I was not down for it at all. And I'm not trying to start like a psychology debate here. A lot of the counselors I ran into when I was a kid, I think they had their own issues and they like to project.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of that now. So it's yeah.
I majored in psychology, and I remember one of the things they really pushed on you was to be very, very careful that you don't influence. You always, and this is, it's funny because it's one of the tropes, but here's why it is. How do you feel about that? Why do you think that is? What does it suggest to you? You're not there to lead them. You're there to ask them maybe leading questions, get them thinking, not trying to influence them by giving them answers or making assumptions. And unfortunately, bad analysts do exactly that. So, anyway.
Curtis says, it's not part of my healing was raising my autistic son and realizing my mother was autistic but never diagnosed yet. Autism went undiagnosed for quite a long time. I know CD and things like that. And I'm wondering if maybe I shouldn't get myself looked at for that, because I've noticed I have a couple of traits that autistic people have. One of them is the whole the repetitive thing that they talk about. I catch myself doing stuff like that on occasion, but obviously this is not stuff we're going to figure out.
I would very much encourage you to be very careful. Again, I think we are dealing with, in the modern field of practice, I think you have a lot of people that maybe don't practice the way that we always imagine they should, the impartial, non-leading, non-judgmental, I think there's a lot of people in all areas of healthcare, especially mental health, that have agendas that they are trying to lead you down. So I would be very, very critical and careful about that. But also, I would say that I think that a lot of people want to say, oh, we've always had people that were neurodivergent, but we didn't really understand it until now. And now we're starting to identify it. Yes, that is a possibility. You know what else is another possibility is that we have introduced certain environmental factors that are causing biological neurodivergence. And that is why we are starting to see it more often. And as we start to find out more and more about the foods that we're eating and what our government has decided is safe, because, maybe, certain financial backers have told them, oh, we've done internal audits and it's all perfectly safe. Just saying.
Or maybe the cheeseburgers made me do it.
This should not be construed as any kind of medical advice or legal advice, just speculation on my part.
Indeed. All right. Well, I think we should wrap it up there, because we do have to get Troy and Netter over to their next broadcast, which is the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, apparently somebody's going around and busting up statues of Napoleon, and we got to get to the bottom of it.
Damn it.
His name is Bob. He's doing it.
I'm sure he is. That's exactly right.
Uh-huh. And as I recall correctly, we see a familiar face in this episode.
Absolutely. Marina Sirtis, of course, of Star Trek fame.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's go one time around the horn here. Boomer, what do you have coming up?
I'll be on the last call with Troy this coming Friday for another wonderful stream. And then I will be on Geeky Geezers this Sunday, where we'll talk about how GameStop is trying to mitigate the PlayStation 5 woes. And I made the joke that, you get the trade in a car, and you'll get half off a PS5, because I'm just trying to
and offer up a kidney and some blood.
Yes,
and
we're getting there, aren't we?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And I think Larry Fink was in the news also saying that the woke era was a bit of a excess, like they from BlackRock, he was saying that it went too far.
You think?
Really? Jeez. Yeah, just in the frickin' nick of time, huh?
Yeah, right.
All right.
The cavalry have come and gone, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. Troy.
Sherlock Holmes right after this. Follow me on over to my channel. And every weekday, Liquid Lunch at noon Central. Tomorrow will be WTF Wednesday. I don't know what I'll be WTFing, but we'll find out together. And then, of course, Friday night, last call with me and Boomer and Netter, and we're going to be bringing you another AI update. Lots to think about.
Tilly's going to be back.
Tilly Norwood, yeah.
Oh, nice.
We'll talk about her.
Right
but
on.
don't objectify her. Do not objectify her.
Do not you dare. She's a human
it.
being. Well, not really, but
exactly. She's not a human being, but we can't objectify her because that's somehow still bad, I'm sure.
Okay. Netter, what do you have coming up for your channel?
Right after this, I am co-hosting with Troy for Sherlock Holmes. It's like, what the heck do they have against Napoleon?
Yeah, exactly.
Just because he's short, I know.
Right.
Let's see. And then Thursday things on Thursday. I don't currently have a guest, but that's okay because we can just chat amongst ourselves and it'll be great. Let's see, Saturday. Is it my turn or Big Al's? I've lost track now.
I
think it's
for
me.
Saturday it's yours, yeah.
Okay, so that'll be Firestarter.
Yep.
With
Oh, nice.
Drew Barrymore.
Okay.
And then, of course, on Sunday, I will be on Geeky Geezers as the one and only Gazette.
Oh, yes.
All right. As for myself, I will be joining Outlaw Bill for Action Theater, 5:35 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. And we're going to round out our Film Noir month with Sin City. And of course, later on that night at 11 or right after Thursday Things, whichever comes first, my program Coming Attractions, you get to find out what's coming up for me for the next week, up to and including my appearance this Friday on Films with Friends, as Big Al and I pay tribute to the late legendary Chuck Norris with Firewalker from 1986. Firewalker, Firestarter.
Yeah, exactly.
So there we go. All right.
Right. Fire walk with me, exactly.
Indeed. And as for Sunday, I can let everybody go ahead and know because the link is up right now. Western Cinema Presents, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. This week's movie is going to be Little Big Man. Dustin Hoffman from 1970, classic Western.
Oh.
And, well, I can also let this go because it's also up. Thursday of the week, the next week, going to be a comedy. We're going to be watching The Replacements with Keanu Reeves and Gene Hackman. That's going to be Thursday the 9th at 5:30 p.m. And, that's what I've got so far.
Cool.
All right. So any last words before we wrap it up?
I want to just thank everybody for being here and for sharing in this stroll down memory lane and reevaluation of Twin Peaks. It's always more fun with friends. Oh, I didn't mean to steal Big Al's line there. It just kind of slipped out.
Well, I would like to thank everyone who joined us here in the live chat. If you come upon this program, I do want to remind everybody that you can sync up along with us. Twin Peaks is available on Paramount Plus. It's also available on physical media, all 3 seasons, which including the film, which we do encourage. And I believe Amazon, or was on Amazon at one point. I know it's on Paramount Plus, so you can find it there. And as I always say, at the end of every broadcast from HQ, the corner of Sparkwood and 21, and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond. Good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy, because this is how we win.